Hi everyone, and welcome to the feed where you can get fed up on all the things that are here on the feed. Now tonight, I say that tonight because I am actually recording in the nighttime, so tonight on the feed I wanted to talk about this Markiplier, right? Recently he had his new little like was it 3 or 4 video more like a little thing. It looked like it belonged to YouTube Red, but it was really good. It was really good content that Markiplier had, and it was something like called The Mansion or something like that, and it was really cool and I really liked it. But I don't think I've been a Markiplier fan for that long to actually know what was going on in the whole like little Markiplier universe, and I was like a little bit like, what? Huh? Who? When? What? Huh? So, you know, I'm a bit pissed off with him right now because of that, because I'm like, what the fuck happened? But then he's got this whole thing about the new car, so go check that out, it's pretty funny. Anyway, moving on from Markiplier, because I've just had my little rage and I'm fine now. You know, college kids react. Yeah, okay, cool. Over it. Next one. Why do they keep giving me killers? Like, honestly, I do not shout I want to see murderers into my phone, so my microphone doesn't pick that up for some reason, or it's hearing me complain about them, so that's probably why also. But not only that, I don't know why it keeps giving me serial killers. I don't watch a lot of true crime. I watch it on television. I don't watch it on YouTube, so I don't know why it's aiming at me. I don't know. Like, it's really strange that, you know, they keep sending me all this sort of stuff. So YouTube, stop it. Just stop it, okay? That's like my favorite like thing to say at the moment is just stop it. And this is just stop it, please. Just stop it. I don't really need you guys to keep sending me like serial killers. What the hell is going on? Like, seriously? Ugh. Okay, next up. Judge Judy. Yes, I love Judge Judy, but I'm sick of seeing it on like on my YouTube feed. I don't watch it on YouTube anymore, and I'm over watching it, and if I want to watch it, I'll just watch it at 3 o'clock like the rest of the Australians, because it's on Channel 10, 3 o'clock of an afternoon, and I'm over Judge Judy. She's just, I'm over her. More rest in peace Vine. I do watch funny clips from time to time, and I do miss Vine a whole lot. I was a Viner at some point, and I was like a YouTuber and a Viner, and I like being on Vine, and I miss being on Vine. I miss doing funny little skits and things like that. So I do go back every so often, time to time, and look at Vine. So I hate that just rhymed. Oh, I hate when that happens and things rhyme when you're not meant to. Ugh. But yeah. Catfish. I'm not a fan of watching the TV show, but I am a fan of watching it on YouTube. On Dr. Phil. Like, usually old people who just don't get the hint that they're being catfished, and they will send money to someone that they've never met and never held and never been around, and it just makes me really annoyed that, you know, how do you not see that you're being catfished? How do you not see this stuff? Like, are you blind? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are you retarded? So yeah, it blows my mind. It boggles me every time. So maybe that's why it's throwing it up here for me. But yeah, no, that's usually the way it is. The really good ones on Dr. Phil, like watching, besides like disaster families and disaster people who are all over the joint. Like, seriously, it's just, I like watching people's misery. I think that's something that says something about me. Oh, anyway, I must be some sort of psychopath or something. Quick, run, don't come. No, but seriously, no, I just don't know why. I don't know, it's maybe just entertaining to watch, but anyway, I'm gonna go off that subject because it's turned into something very dark. Anyway, making it very lighthearted, Mac does it. I love this channel. I think he's only brand new to the YouTube game, and he's super popular, and I really love his channel. He is so funny. He is terribly gay, and I really, really love him. I love him to death. I think he's so hilarious, and he does a lot of like react videos and a lot of just like spit back at things, and he's just so funny, and I can't not look away from this fellow. He is hilarious. If you haven't checked him out, check him out already, because like so many people have. He's cool, and yeah, he always starts off with like saying, "This is my twin," and then like he's doing like he's got a double up of himself somewhere doing something stupid behind himself, so it's pretty funny. And then he starts like rattling on about something, so you just can't look away. It's so funny. Anyway, moving on. What's this? Science discovers afterlife unlocking the fifth. Yeah, I'm not sure about this whole afterlife BS, and I think with the new Flatliners coming, I think that's sort of thing it was looking at, because I was looking at the new movie Flatliners and the old one recently. I think that's why it's sort of bringing that to me. I'm not really a fan of like I'd like to think there's an afterlife, with all these people standing there waiting for you, and I think it's a great idea, and it's a lovely idea. I don't know if it's real or not. A lot of people have said that they've seen it, but at the same time, your consciousness does fill in the gaps for you, so you automatically think that you've seen the afterlife, but you really haven't, so your mind can play tricks on you. But at the same time, is it the afterlife? Is it something like, I don't know, it's hard to fathom. Like, I want to believe that there is an afterlife, but at the same time, there's no real scientific evidence to show that, because of the chemicals that go and rush around our brain and try and get us to live and die, and we're on the edge of that live and die, and that's when our brain plays tricks on us. So yeah, I'm not so certain, but I'd like to think there is, and I think that's really cool. But they reckon that they discovered things for afterlife, but I doubt that, but we can always check that out, I suppose. Natasha Corner. Who the hell is Natasha Corner? It's got some sort of thing here with a bloody thing, so I'm probably thinking it's some sort of true crime thing. So I don't know, because I haven't seen it, like female killer, so it must be some sort of true crime thing. And again, YouTube, you are wrong. I don't want your true crime BS. I don't watch true crime BS, so keep your true crime BS to yourself. Like, I'm tired of it. Please stop sending it to me, YouTube. I don't want it. Go away. Okay, next, a haunting in Ireland. Oh, I love anything to do with ghosts, haunting, paranormal, anything of that sort of stuff. Yes, I am way into it, so I'll probably end up watching that later, even right now I'm talking to you guys. I'll add it to my watch later list, because it sounds something really interesting. So yeah, I love anything doing that. So if there's a haunting in Ireland, I'm there. I'm going to watch that. You better believe it. So you got the 10 unusual things you won't believe you were found in a what? Found in a backyard. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Dorset Ghost Mysteries. Well, I'm subscribed to them, I think, so why? So I might as well just add that to my watch later thing. But that sounds interesting. And I like how they have the picture of Margot Kidder, because Margot Kidder, who is Lois Lane in the original Supermans with Christopher Reeve as Superman, she was actually found in someone's backyard one day, because she had bipolar disorder and also had a schizophrenic meltdown. And because of that, she didn't know who she was, where she was, what day it was, if she was coming or going. Some people thought she was on drugs and just bit disoriented. And some kind lady whose backyard it was actually took her inside and gave her some water, gave her some food, and called the police, obviously, and the ambulance service to come get her. And she couldn't believe her eyes that she was actually looking at Margot Kidder. So yeah, that was a little tough thing. So that's pretty hilarious, about 10 things people found in a backyard. Because, imagine one day that you're just gardening and you went to go outside and all you see is this dead, or not dead, but almost dead, but like weird woman laying in your grass, just sitting there, and you're like, who the hell are you and where did you come from? And finding out it's an actual superstar, like, that's really strange. So yeah. Anyway, this I watched today, Jacqueline Glenn. I watched today because I'm super interested. I've been watching Jacqueline Glenn now for probably about 9 months, 10 months, I think, since Richie from Social Repose has started dating her, I suppose, and I started learning who she was and found she was a really cool chick. and the whole like Toby Turner saga as well, I think, is around about when I started looking into her. And I'm a huge fan of her work. I'm a huge fan of what she does, and finding out more stuff that she said today sort of put a light bulb in my brain, because I wanted to know, like, the similar questions she was throwing out and how I was feeling about God as well. And it sort of made me think also, and yeah, and she's having similar sort of patterns of behavior that I had with thinking about the Lord and how I thought about it myself. But I had a different outcome to her and how I feel about religion, but she has similar thoughts and questions that I also had. So it was really good to watch. If you want to know things about Christianity or things about atheism. And I will say this dude, I don't know who he was actually, I didn't really pay attention to that, but he was really rude, really vulgar, and he really gave it to Jacqueline at the end of it. If you watch it, you'll understand what I mean. And it was just like, are you kidding? What, you just said that and Jacqueline's not backhanding you, like, for real? So yeah, that was just a really bad thing. She said she had fun on the show, but I think she was just being polite. If you watch it, you'll understand. He really pressed her buttons, I swear, and he was asking weird sort of questions, so one to watch for sure. Anyways, next one. Michael Mcintyre, I started watching him. He's boring. He's super boring comedian. I didn't laugh at his stuff. It's not that I don't get it or anything like that, because, well, I do comedy and I kind of know what I'm talking about, so it kind of made me like, oh, this guy is so boring, I don't really like him, he's just blah. You guys can go watch him if you want, but I don't know, I didn't feel him. I just didn't enjoy his stuff. But feel free to have a look if you so want to look at it. It's not funny, really. A starving mum ate 40 cookies and this is what happened. So I've watched a little bit of this, and it wasn't just 40 cookies, they're actually 40 brownies. They were like hash brownies, and she didn't know what they were, and so she was sitting there with her kids, and the kids are smiling and carrying on and eating these hash brownies. Mind you, her kids are like teenage to almost adult, and they're eating hash brownies, and they're not telling their mum, and their mum's filling herself up on these hash brownies, and she got really, really sick from eating it. I think she actually died from eating all these hash brownies. So it was really, really bad, and really, really like sensical. Like, duh, if you eat too much marijuana, you are gonna die. It's like, duh. Anyway, next. Yes, ASMR request has been popular lately for me. I've gone back to my originals. You can see it here, and here, that I have been watching a lot of her stuff, and I really love it. I had actually watched something today that was actually a throwback. She did a throwback episode from an older episode that she did about 3 years ago, I think. It's called Don't Forget to Remember is the old one. Sorry, no, don't remember It's Okay to Forget is the original one. And then now she did an episode, I think it was a week ago, about the same subject, except it's called Don't Forget It's Okay to Remember, and it's another segue from that one she did about 3 years ago. And it was a really great ASMR, I thought, and her technology, she has a husband, boyfriend, something like that. Anyway, he does visual visual graphics and things like that. So he does her special effects and things for her if she needs not just backgrounds, but also if she needs just visual really cool things, or she needs something to look like a cool piece of technology, or she needs something to look oh so awesome. She even did a 360 one, so if you have goggles, she has a 360 episode of ASMR requests. If you want to go check that out, it's really funky. It's spaced in the future, but it's kind of like Fifth Element kind of thing. It was really cool. But yeah, Ali is her name, and ASMR Request is her channel. If you're really into ASMR and you really like, she was like my first, her and Heather Feather were my first introduction into ASMR. And they were the ones who pretty much taught me what ASMR was and is, and what ASMR can achieve. And I really enjoy their stuff, and please go and see it if you haven't already. But these were my two favorites, and they're also best friends. Her and Heather Feather both are best friends, so go check them out. They're really cool people, and they're people I admire in the ASMR community. So yeah, they're the ones who started it all for me. So check them out. They're brilliant, they're pretty, and they make you feel tingly all over, trust me. Okay, next up. So another one. Why do they keep sending me these stuff? Like, oh my god, I'm sick of seeing true crime or anything about killers or female killers or lady killers. I'm not looking this shit up, honestly. I am not talking about it. I'm not doing anything. Man, it must be like picking up on my phone. I swear, it's picking up on my phone where I must be talking to them, telling them that I really want, maybe when I say, oh, I'm sick of this person, I wish I could kill him. Maybe that's what it is. When I say to people like, oh, mum, I wish I could kill her, like, you know, as a joke, like, I wish I could kill my sister, because I'm angry at my sister or something. I swear to God, that's why it's picking it up. Like, I swear to God. Hand on heart, swear to God. My God, I'm not happy about that. Goddamn YouTube. Why? Anyway. Going up to next, 10 creepy ghost sighting caught on tape. Now that's something I'll watch. I like watching all the ghost adventures. I like watching everything ghosts, and that Irish thing I've got that there. So I'll add this to my watch later list, because I'll definitely watch it later. And yeah, I love that. I love that how it's Halloween, and because it's Halloween, people are bringing out all their best ghost stuff and all their best, like, all the real stuff, not the shitty blah stuff. No, the good stuff, the good, no scary stuff. And I really am enjoying that. And I just don't want Halloween to come, because if Halloween comes, that means that there's no more cool content that I'm watching. So I'm gonna miss all the cool content after Halloween, and then all this Christmas crap comes, and I'm like, oh, like, at the moment, like, I'll tell you something, guys, it's really funny. This guy, oh my god. Okay, I was in Target, and there was this guy, and he wasn't the problem, mind you. Okay, so he was setting up Christmas for Target, but what was really funny was when you walk into Target, there's like an alleyway, sort of like a pathway, I suppose, and then you got the pathway where they got shit they try and sell you before you even walk in the joint, and then they have the Target, and then you go up and around, they got those little tile paths everywhere. Anyway, so when you walk in, you got the big mega part here, and that's all selling. They got rid of all the stuff they're usually selling, and they just got Halloween everywhere. But as soon as you finish walking up the little runway into Target, and you get to the main little pathway, it turns into Christmas. Like, there's a candy pole. The guy is setting up this candy pole I saw the other day, with all the telling you which way to go if you need things for Christmas, on a candy sort of looking Christmas street pole. And it goes Christmas from there on, and there's like a Christmas tree at the end of this runway, but before that runway it's all Halloween. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my god, is this like, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas? Like, seriously? Like, the Nightmare Before the Christmas stuff? Like, seriously, it's just crazy. And I'm just, as soon as I've walked through it, I'm just going, this is Halloween, this is Halloween. I'm like full singing it to myself through the whole store, and then I was only there to buy face cream, and I'm just sitting there thinking, OMG. And then I walked back through it because I purchased something inside the store instead of at the register, and then I've come back and walked back through it, and I'm just laughing. And then the woman, of course, who's a bag checker, I said to her, is this Nightmare Before Christmas? And she goes, oh yeah, that's so funny. And I'm like, no, that's not funny. Like, Christmas and Halloween. How desperate do the places have to be that they're selling Christmas and Halloween at the same time? OMG, people, it's becoming that. It's like I am seeing through the looking glass right now. Like, seriously, this is just, it's so weird. Even like Woolworths, like the shopping where you buy your food and stuff, they have got the same thing. They've got Halloween in the candy aisle, Halloween in one part, and the next minute it's all Christmas crap. And it's like, Jesus, make up your mind, man. This is like watching a manic depressant. Like, you know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Like, make up your freaking mind what you are at the moment. Because at the moment, you're two things. You can't be two things. Just, you know, it's like at the beginning, like, you know, we just have Happy New Year. And then, you know, then they're selling me Easter buns. Because in Australia, I don't know if you have them in other countries, we have Easter buns where we have like crosses on the buns. And the crosses are supposed to be the cross of Christ on these fruity buns that we eat every year, and they're meant to be offensive apparently, but whatever, I don't care. But anyway, they have these hot cross buns in the stores at Easter. They're supposed to be an Easter treat, but no, they have them out 1st of January. Like, no joke. And I get tired of that too, and it's quite rude and quite wrong. And even the bakeries who supply hot cross buns at Easter have uprised with Woolworths and said, what are you doing, man? Why are you putting them out early? You're putting us out of business, man. Like, seriously. So, you know, it's so bad, and I'm getting tired of that too. Like, Easter bunnies and chocolate bilbies and chocolate everything and fucking there. And it's like, get your heads on straight, seriously. Like, customers are already confused as it is, and you're giving them straight panic. Don't do it. Talk to someone who has anxiety like myself, and we are panicking inside something fierce. So, good job. You've heard all the people who have anxiety in the world. Good on you, Chops. Good on you. Anyway, next point I'm getting on to. Taylor Swift, Look What Me Made Me Do by Bart Baker. Now, I haven't seen Bart Baker in a long time, and it's weird that he's come out like with Made You Do. That's really crazy. I don't know why he hasn't been around in a while, but he's pretty funny, crazy. He does, you know, parodies and jokey stuff, but also does vlogs and stuff like that. And, he's pretty cool, and I heard also that he was a former porn star somewhere along the line. I don't know if that's true, but wow, I did not know that. But he does his makeup quite well. He's quite funny and hilarious. So yeah, I'll probably be checking that out soon because I haven't seen it in ages. So check that out. Pretty funny. Crazy ideas that actually worked. I know this one that's on the front page there. It was some Hispanic country. I'm not sure which one it was. I'm trying not to be kind of racist, but I'm at the same time trying to be correct. But this country, I'm not sure which one, sorry, they had a huge dam and it was losing water, and they needed that water for drinking because it was the only place in that part of the world that had clean drinking water. Otherwise, if they didn't have this sort of dam/aquifer, they would have nothing. So they decided to find out how, because the sun would take away all the water, how they would stop their loss of water. So some crazy person turned around and said, well, why don't you put balls in the water? Because then if you put black balls in the water, like black plastic balls, they would maybe reflect the sun back out and it wouldn't take the water anymore. And they thought, that's crazy. And so, well, make a ball big enough that doesn't go into your pipes and stuff up your system, but they're big enough to be on the surface that will float, and that'll stop taking the water. And they're like, oh, okay, well, let's try it. And it was actually, I think, a kid who came up with this. So they tried it, and that day they got a whole heap of these black plastic like ball pit balls, and basically released them into the dam, and the paint actually special reflective paint that wasn't poison. They had to make sure these balls weren't poison. These balls weren't going. They're actually BPA free, so they weren't gonna hurt anybody. And yeah, they actually made these happen, and I thought that was pretty nifty, if you ask me. And it worked, and so no, the sun wasn't taking any more water, and they were able to have gallons of water for that year, and it wasn't disappearing. So yeah, that was really cool, and I think that was a pretty awesome discovery. So awesome so please check that out if you wanted to. I know I probably just spoiled it. There are other good ones on there because it's Titanic, but please check it out. It was pretty awesome. Next on, we already talked about ASMR requests and how cool they are. Oh, she is, I should say. Robot Chicken cartoons like you've never seen them. Yeah, I'll watch that another day. It's really cool, but I hate when people rip off other people's again, I'll say it, I hate when people rip off other people's stuff. I really don't enjoy when people want to use other people's content for their own monetary gain. I think that's wrong, disgusting, and despicable. I think you should commit yourself to the ground, honestly, because I don't think it's right. If you're stealing other people's content, yes, BuzzFeed, I'm talking about you too. Seriously, if you're stealing people's content and reusing it, or you're grabbing people's actual full screens of their stuff and then putting up and saying, oh, look at this, isn't this funny? But if you're monetizing, you're worse than ever. You're scum, pretty much. You're ripping off someone else's hard-earned work and getting money for it. Even if it's a big corporation you're stealing from, you're still selling someone's idea and someone's thoughts, and you're using them as your own. Think of something else funny and makes the world funny, and then come back and then monetize it. That is how you do it, people. That is how you do it. Says the person who's showing YouTube, who she did not create, who is showing other people's stuff which she did not create. Go figure. Shut up, they're on to you. Okay, next up, last one and not least, 5 creepiest and most haunted locations in the world. I haven't seen that yet, but that would be interesting to watch and have a look at. Like, seriously, I might put that to my watch later too. To watch later. So yeah, creepiest, most haunted locations. I would love to know what makes them the most haunted. What makes, like, is there more than 5? Is it just that they just do a top, because it is top 5s, but is there more than 5 in the world? And what makes them? What is the law? Is there a local law on why? Is there an old story? Is it an old folklore legend? Or is it just something that people have made up just to keep people away from things? I never know, because you never know why they make up crazy, silly, stupid stories. So yeah, until you go and see it for yourself. So yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. But this is pretty much tonight's sort of pick. I'm sorry I'm not that funny tonight, guys. I'm really sick and still not feeling well. Thank you, Annabelle, my niece, who's made me sick. Thank you very much, dear. I love you. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's thing, even though I'm a little sick and a little myself. But I hope you guys come back next week when I'm full and better and re-energized and can make you probably laugh. I hope. And I'll probably see you guys next time, and I hope you liked the feed and got full up of all this stuff. Don't forget to put it in my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Tumblr, and my Google Plus, and everything else that I have on here, and even my comment section. If you have something that you want to share and you want to say, I'm full up by this because they keep putting in this feed or that feed or this feed, or if you're sick of BuzzFeed stealing your shit, please tell me, and we'll sit there and we'll chat about it and we'll talk about it and we'll find out all the things we need to know and have a discussion. Anyway, guys, I love you guys. I'll see you next time, and it's nice to chat to y'all. Okay, bye. Mwah!